worship the Lord. Worship in spirit and truth. Those who say that they know him must walk as he walked. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. If we say that we know him, but we don't keep his word, then we walk in the darkness, and the truth's not in us. If we walk in the light, we will have fellowship sweet, and the blood of Jesus will cleanse us from sin. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light. He is the way and the truth, and in him is the life. If we obey his word, then we walk in the light.
Well, good morning, everybody. Just realized I had my microphone on already, and I just turned it off. So that's where you saw my lips move, but heard no sound. But we got that fixed right away. Yes, we did. And I'm going to say a few little more good mornings to just a few more people here before I begin to wax. I don't know if I'll wax eloquent, but wax. Start talking, start teaching, getting into things. So it is Thanksgiving Eve, and friends, one of the things I was just talking with somebody about yesterday. Actually, it's the day before Thanksgiving morning. Technically, is what it is. Technically, because Eve will be tonight, but you get the point. And I'm just being silly as I can be. I am not going to broadcast tomorrow. I want to talk about something here with you. We talk about this from time to time along the way, and I'm being personally reminded of it here of late, and that is the need of rest for the soul. And sometimes we need to lean into some opportunities, and I'm just busy enough right now that when there's opportunity, I need to lean into it. Noah's away. I know I traveled last week, but tomorrow, with it being Thanksgiving, a lot of people don't work on Thanksgiving, and I'm going to take the day tomorrow, and I'm going to take Friday morning as well. Then we'll get back to things next Monday. Why Friday? Because it's Black Friday. I'm not going shopping. What about you? I don't plan to go shopping even for a second on Black Friday, unless I need to get something of constructive purposes for our house. But Christmas shopping, any of that crazy? No, not me. And well, speaking of that, let me throw this out there to you this morning. Black Friday. Black Friday's coming. Christmas is coming, and Black Friday. I think it can be a fun thing to do. I've done it. I think I've gone out twice in all my life on Black Friday. Once I went to a Best Buy and I stood in line, and people had tents set up. People had grills, and I mean, it was an experience. I showed up at 2 a.m. in the morning, and people sleeping in their tents in line, and people had grills going and music playing, and it was quite a festive occasion. On that one time I did that, and I think one time I went to Walmart. Walmart was like 7 minutes from our house. We tried it, and Black Friday's coming. Christmas is coming. And I just want to plant a thought in your mind this morning. Where does Christ factor into Black Friday and Black Friday spending? Where does Christ factor in at Christmas time? Do we think about, and I know some churches that do this. We have not traditionally done this, but we'll have a special Christ birthday offering, a special offering. And just want to tamper a little bit this morning with all of us. Does our giving to Christ at Christmas increase or decrease because it's Christmas? When I say to Christ, I mean our offerings, our tithes, things of that nature. Some people are in a place, and I know some are in a real pinch. I know that. I understand that. I get that. And you got something that has to give somewhere. But the other thing to think about is, as we are preparing for all of our Christmas gift giving, just to think about, how does Christ factor in? How does this affect my giving to my local church? What about charities? What about those types of things? I mean, beyond a local church, but I know some people, again, who say, I will not spend any more on Christmas than I regularly give to my Lord. That's a conviction that some people have. I think it's a noble conviction. There are others who, well, Christmas is coming, so I'm going to cut back on Christ because I have to give everybody all these fancy gifts and spend hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, on things that people really don't even need anyway. And I try to tell that within my own family. Look, there's nothing I really need. You want to give me something? Give me summer sausage. I'll take summer sausage any day. Give me some summer sausage, some spicy mustard, and I'm happy as a bird. Yes, I am. That's all I need. I don't need to have. There's nothing I need. I am amply supplied. I have more than I need in terms of physical possessions and things of that nature. So that's what I tell my family. Don't go out and spend a bunch. Give me, moving into a different house, our Christmas tree situation will change. We've just because of the nature of the way the house is set up. But I'd like a smaller tree. In fact, we have a bay window, and I like to just kind of make that bay window Christmas is what I would like to do. I might get vetoed on that, but less, less gift giving. Just the thought I want to throw out there with Christmas giving, that perhaps you would have the conviction, I'm going to give an extra offering to Christ this year to celebrate his birth. Some people give a birthday cake, but to give to the Lord in that way. I just want to plant that seed, help you think about that. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? We will get into the text of Scripture, but Thanksgiving is tomorrow. We've had the conversation already that you can call it. It's Thanksgiving Eve. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I said it's the day before Thanksgiving morning, trying to get all technical with Miss Fran Riley. But I'm just teasing with you, Fran. You know that. But what will you do? Tomorrow we're going to go work on our house in the morning. We're going to have our dinner at 5 p.m. So that gives us a good chunk of day to be able to work on the house. We're getting close, friends. We're getting close, and getting very close. Almost. We've got a few rooms buttoned up. I've got a few major things. I got floors to put in 2 rooms and a little bit of plumbing work to do. But beyond that, we're making progress. Fran's saying cooking pies today, sharing dinner with friends. That's fantastic. Don saying I have my Thanksgiving TV dinner That's a good one. I like it. That's a funny one. Maybe you really mean it too, that you're having a Thanksgiving TV dinner. Could be. Some are have reservations in other places to go do other things, and our youngest will be going off to spend time with some other friends in the morning, and then in the afternoon showing up and having Thanksgiving with us. Do we spend time Thanksgiving? It's uncomfortable, I know, especially if you're in a little bit of a mixed family situation where your spouse or kids may or may not be Christian, and you may be in a spot where you maybe at least can work in a Thanksgiving prayer. Some will spend time going around the table, and that's going to be our practice tomorrow as we go around the table to share. Okay, we're passing things, but every time you pass something, you have to say something that you will thank God for. And it's, we can treat it so trite. And I know sometimes as a Christian, we're doing this because Thanksgiving, we're supposed to do this, but to make it part of our spiritual fiber, the spiritual fabric of our life, to make it something that we do because God is worthy of thanksgiving. Give thanks in everything. Give thanks in cranberry sauce. Give thanks in gravy. Give thanks in green beans. Give thanks in rolls. Give thanks in butter. Give thanks in pumpkin pie. Give thanks in mashed potatoes. Give thanks in corn, or creamy corn, or whatever it is that you might have to learn to be able to give thanks. And just to be able to do that. And we need to learn rhythms that way. I maybe I won't get into the text this morning, but the rhythms of things that will nurture our spirituality, and to take a bite of something and think, how does the turkey taste different than the mashed potatoes? How's the texture of the turkey different than the mashed potatoes? Hopefully it's different. It's not, maybe it really is a TV dinner. Actually, there are some pretty good TV dinners out there. But to think about the difference of taste, to think about the difference of smell, to think about the difference of texture, and to thank God for those things. How to treat Thanksgiving Day differently than any other day. When you think about the roots of Thanksgiving and why, they were thankful for survival of the first year. They were thankful that they had food. They were thankful for the beginnings of shelter. They were thankful for the freedom of worship that they had found in this newfound land. And that is why Thanksgiving, and yet we have come to the point where we take it so very, very, very for granted, and maybe work a little bit of thankfulness into things, maybe. So just to think about how you spend the day, think about Thanksgiving, think about Black Friday, think about Christmas coming, and how does all that factor in? And in the comments here, Fran saying, give thanks, pray for our men and women who are serving our nation, who are serving Indonesia, Ukrainians, all who suffer physically, those in Indonesia, the Ukrainians, all who suffer physically and mental anguish, and those who are lonely. There's lots to think about, lots to pray about, or even to reach out to some people. If we weren't going to spend the day doing work, maybe we would invite other folks into our day on Thursday. But Walter Huss saying, thankful it's not Thanksgiving 2020, where we were so afraid to do anything and go out, and you can't have people in your house, and maybe if you're going to have Thanksgiving, you have to have it out in your yard and sit 50 feet apart from each other. I just read yesterday of somebody, trying to remember who it was, where family members had gone out in the wilderness and came back and had caught COVID somehow, and one of them passed away as a result of that. This was back in, get outside, get away from everybody, and so there were three of them, three in a family who'd gone on a hike, and one person caught COVID and ended up dying as a result. It's inescapable, that we're going to have illness. It's inescapable that these things are going to happen to us. And yet, what do we have for which we can give thanks? So very much for which we can give thanks. I will change the title of what this is because it has this theme of thanksgiving. What are some passages of Scripture that have to do with thanksgiving? And let's maybe look at a few of those and just change it up a little bit this morning. Let me take us there. Like 1 Chronicles 16:18. Let me take you over there. In fact, I will show you the search that I'm using here. 1 Chronicles 16:18. Give thanks to the Lord, call on his name, make known among the nations what he has done. 1 Chronicles 16:34. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. 1 Chronicles 29:13. Now, our God, we give you thanks and praise your glorious name. 2 Chronicles chapter 5, verse 13. The trumpeters and singers joined in unison as one voice to give praise and thanks to the Lord. Accompanied by trumpets and cymbals and other instruments, they raised their voices in praise to the Lord and sang, he is good, his love endures forever. Then the temple was filled with a cloud, and that cloud was the presence of the Lord coming down. Notice for those that are anti-contemporary music, look at what it says. People would say, we shouldn't have cymbals and drums and things. Look, accompanied by trumpets and cymbals and other instruments, they raised their voices in praise to the Lord and sang. What they did. There's some other verses here. Psalm 7:17. I will give thanks to the Lord because of his righteousness, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. Psalm 28:7. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and I am helped. My heart leaps for joy, and I will give thanks to him in song. The idea of my heart trust, he is my shield. I mean, perhaps in your life, you need to have a shield. Perhaps in your life, you need to have strength. I remember walking across the campus in my undergraduate days, many, many decades ago, at Lancaster Bible College, my favorite Bible college. I know I should say New England Bible College, but I am a triple alumni of Lancaster Bible College, so I do love that school. But I remember walking across. I was working full time, and it was after chapel, and just kind of looking up to the sky and saying, "Lord, you're my strength." I was working full time, going to school full time. I was a part of the choir called the Conostogans. Some would say the Conestigans, but it was the Conostogans, like the Conestoga Wagon. Also part of a music group called the Sojourners. And I was tired and depleted in strength, just to lift our eyes up and to say, Lord, you are my strength. That came out of Psalm 28 and verse 7. You can see it here on the screen in this search feature box that I have open. But let the Lord be your strength today. Let the Lord be your shield. Notice what happens as you make the Lord your strength and your shield, as your heart trusts in him, you find help, and your heart will once again begin to leap for joy. You will give thanks. Psalm 30, verse 12. that my heart may sing to you and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give you thanks forever. I got to go, folks. I got to go. Wendy just messaged me. I got to go. Pray for her. She said she just fell down the stairs. So I got to go. I will see you later. Have a good day, everyone.